ಅನುದಿನ ಅನುಕ್ಷಣ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ, ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಹೊಸ ಹಾದಿಯಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಹಾಕೋಣ, ಸಂತಸದಿ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ.
Yes sir. Yes teacher. Present ma'am.
Hello kids, how are you all? Hope all of you are doing well and safe at home. Today we are here with another wonderful topic. So, I welcome all of you to the class. Here is a poem today to study the beauty composed by the poet E. A. Shore. Today, before learning the poem, let us ask a question with ourselves that what is beauty according to you? What is beauty? There are many things that come into our mind when we think of the word beauty. Maybe your pet or a very cute animal that you have seen, or maybe your mom who is always the caretaker of you, or the flowers, the garden, the butterfly that you had seen with lot of colors, or maybe the nature finally, which is the utmost beauty as usually we consider. There are many things around us that are beautiful. So, let us ask another question for ourselves. If there are so many things around, then what is the real beauty out of it? Children, now I want you to take a paper and pen and write down 3 things, just 3 words that are beautiful for you, that you have ever seen beautiful. You can just list out. And the second thing you are going to do is, out of 3 words, just choose one term or one thing that is the most beautiful of all. So, now there is something in your mind which is beautiful for you. So, now how are we going to define this beauty? Beauty is not just in what we see or what we think of being perfect or being extremely good. It's not that a thing which is perfect is beautiful. It's not that a thing which is extremely good for others is beautiful. We think beauty is scarce. Scarce is very rare to find. In fact, it is not true. What we think as beauty is scarce or difficult to find is not true. It is everywhere around, but we fail to observe, listen and experience. It is not just to look at or have a glance at something and call it beautiful. There are things that can be heard, that can be experienced. So, what do you think of beauty now? Is it rarely visible? Is it rarely available? Or just think of this, whether we are not able to find the beautiful things around us. So, this makes us think a while regarding everything that is beautiful, right? Fine. Before going to the poem, let us know something about the poet. Louis Alberta Chevivi is an American poet and educator. Her pen name was E. A. Shore. She was born on September 9th, 1926 and died on July 21st, 2014 at the age of 87. And you know what is the speciality with her? First book was I Am a Pueblo Indian Girl, which was published in 1939 when she was just 13 years old, and that was the book ever considered the first ever truly Indian book. Children, here the term Indian is used to say that she was a native North American. Pueblo Indian is a native North American tribe. These natives deal majorly with stone masonry. There are many native tribes of Northern America. This particular community, Pueblo Indian, is also a community and the poet belongs to that community, and her first book was considered the manifesto of the same tribe, since she recorded almost every cultural and tribal aspects of that particular community. So, this book stands very special. I shall go reading the poem now. I insist you to open your books and just follow on my reading. Beauty is seen in the sunlight, the trees, the birds, corn growing and people working or dancing for their harvest. Beauty is heard in the night, wind sighing, rain falling, or a singer chanting anything in earnest. Beauty is in yourself, good deeds, happy thoughts that repeat themselves in your dreams and in your work and even in your rest. I hope the whole poem text is there in your hands, and I continue. Words to know more about. Children, some words we have come across while reading the poem. So, let us pick the new words and learn what are they. Look at this. Corn is a type of grain. What do we call in Kannada as mekkejola? Here is a sentence for you to understand. Corn is a healthy food grain for humans and cattle both. Harvest, time of crop yielding, and that is Suggi Kala. So, here is a sentence to understand better. Karnataka celebrates Makara Sankranti as a harvest festival of the state. Sigh, take a long breath when tired, that is Nittusiru. When you complete something, yeah, look at that, that's the sentence actually. I took a deep sigh after I completed my assignments. When you complete your notes or assignment, you sigh with a great happiness and satisfaction of completing a task. Chant, saying something repeatedly and reciting it for a long while is called chanting. So, what is the sentence? How can we use the word? The saint kept chanting the hymn throughout the day. Here is a sentence. Can you just make out that what could be the word that I am introducing? One has to be honest and earnest to achieve high goals. You rightly got the word which is highlighted, earnest, more intense. Anything that is done with a more intensity or more concentrated on something is called being earnest. Maybe like this. Now, after understanding the new words, we shall now pass on to understand the poem better and summarize it. Children, while understanding the poem, we need to concentrate on the core theme of it. Poem is just not like a prose reading where you have a direct meaning or something that is just can be understood by reading. Poem should be cherished, it should be experienced, and it should be felt. So, reading poem is a matter of joy. One must enjoy while reading and summarizing the poem. We shall now look at stanza 1, where it says, beauty is seen in the sunlight, the trees, the birds, corn growing and people working or dancing for their harvest. That is your first stanza, right? So, what does it say? Beauty is all over the world. It is not only seen but also heard and seen within self too. Sunrise, trees and birds singing have their own beauty in it. People working in the fields or the ones dancing in joy for the success of their farming process, that is harvest, is too beautiful. So, it is not just what we think as beauty is beautiful, but also there are many things like just the morning sunlight, the birds sitting in the trees, or the trees around you, the green trees around you, or just turn your eyes, look at the people working in fields, how beautiful the scene is. That beauty is everywhere. There you shift your sight. You shift your sight from one thing to another, it has its own beauty. So, we should have an eye to recognize the beauty in. Coming to second stanza. Beauty is heard in the night, wind sighing, rain falling, or a singer chanting anything in earnest. Beauty is even heard. We always think that something beautiful is only seen through our eyes. No, we can even hear, we can experience the sound that is beautiful. Listen to the winds blowing and rushing. The murmur of spells of rain is also the source of beauty. If rain is falling or either spelling slightly, you can experience a different kind of beauty in that, just listening to the sound of drops falling down. You may observe the gesture of a great beauty in a saint's chanting too. These are the audible beauties that bear marvelous signs of beauty. Sit in a place of worship. It owns its own beauty, since people there silently pray to the God. And that silence, gesture of silence, also bears its own beauty. Coming to third stanza. Look at it. It sounds like beauty is in yourself, good deeds, happy thoughts that repeat themselves in your dream, in your work, and even in your rest. So I summarize the third stanza like this: beauty within us in the good things we do and in our cheerful mood. The beauty of good deeds and happy thoughts reflect in our dreams and work in our sleep too. So beauty is present everywhere and also lays inside all of us. So beauty, as we think and we always consider as that something around us, or may not be so. You own your own beauty. That is beauty of within self, inner self, beauty of inner self. Poet says that good deeds and happy thoughts. It's not only doing good, thinking good also. If you think good also, that is considered beauty, because it keeps helping you to have yourself beautiful and consider everything around you also beautiful. So it's not just something audible is beautiful, something visible is beautiful. There is a beauty within ourselves also. Many a time we fail to find. We don't think that we are beautiful. The first thing one must have to do is believe in yourself and keep yourself, keep inner self beautiful. That is the beginning of searching or identifying the beauty around. This is how the third stanza ends. And now, kids, time to understand how better that we have learnt poem and check our knowledge. Can you see a bubbly next to me, the butterfly? She has something to do with this. You know what? I'll ask a question, and if your answer is right, bubbly will notice it and she endorses your right answer. She says, yes, you are right. So you will have to wait for bubbly's moment when you answer. So first question is, where is the beauty seen on a sunny day? So bubbly, let us give them little while to answer and then we think of noticing it. So are you ready with your answer? Let us check it. Oh, you are right. Beauty is seen in sunlight, the trees and the birds singing. So shall we check the answer? Ooh, bubbly mood. If bubbly mood, your answer is right. Now we shall move on to the next question, kids. What is the next question? What is so beautiful in the night? So what makes night beautiful? Yes, your answer is again right, and falling rain, sighing wind are the major beauties with a chant of a singer. Maybe there are many things around beautiful in the night. In our poem, these are the three things that poet has considered beautiful and mentioned. So we shall take it as falling rain, sighing wind and the chanting of a singer or a saint. Bubbly, can we cross check now? What about the answer? Oh, bubbly is again flying with happiness. So bubbly is happy, your answer is right. The next question, how can one find beauty within self? I hope the time taken is enough for you. So now shall we check the answer? Oh, now also you are right. I think let us ask bubbly what is the answer. Good deeds, thoughts that keep one happy and the reflection of it in one's mind in solitude define one's beauty within self. So bubbly, shall we go on? Wow! Yes, bubbly fled again, so that means your answer is right. So bubbly is happy. Children, time to know about handwriting. How is your handwriting, dearies? How are you writing? This is the time to check and correct it and make your handwriting beautiful. We all want our handwritings to be very nice and beautiful. So what shall we do for this? Of course, we have something to do. Let us have some fun with letters. Here is a teacher teaching you handwriting in this session, and hope will come back enjoying the video.
Hello everyone, this is Ashok Tekate. In this video, I have tried to show you a different way of practicing the handwriting of English alphabet. We write in italic style of handwriting, which is very neat, legible, clear and beautiful. Before making our children to practice the letters of the alphabet, we need to give them enough exposure in practicing different strokes which appear in different letters of the alphabet. Once they are familiarized and feel easy with these strokes, they can easily write the letters of the alphabet. English handwriting is stroke based. Let us know about these strokes first. Let our students practice them well. Here, I am trying to introduce a new way of teaching handwriting. Depending on the shapes and movements in each letter, we can categorize all 26 letters into 3 categories. In each separate category, shapes and movements of all the letters are almost alike or similar, and one letter leads to another letter. In order to get a new letter, they need to make a small change to the previous letter or need to add a little to the previous letter. In this way, they can easily move from one letter to another letter while writing, and with this, they feel it very easy to write all 26 letters with right shape and size. The writing process becomes enjoyable for them. Let's practice the first set of 11 letters. All lowercase letters are slightly slanted to the right side. They have oval shapes instead of round shape. They have slanted lines and a triangle. Let's start with the letter A. If we continue the letter A, it leads to letter D. Instead of moving up, if we come down, it becomes the letter G. If we bring a small change to the letter G, it becomes Q. Let's come to the letter A again. It carries one more letter already in it, that is C. If we start at the middle point of 2 lines, it becomes E. If we join the C, it becomes O. Next is S. Let's come back to the letter A again. It already carries one more letter in it, U. If we go downwards, it becomes Y. This Y already has one more letter in it, that is J. This is first set of 11 letters with the similar shapes and movements. Let us know about the second set. We start with the letter L. If we put a cross to the letter L, it becomes T. If we start and end with a bend using all 4 lines, it becomes F. Now, here we use only middle 2 lines. This is I. If we bring a small change to the letter I, it becomes R. If we continue the letter R, it becomes N. If we add to the letter N, it becomes M. If we start from the first line, the letter N becomes H. If we continue this H, it becomes B. If we start from the second line with the same shape and touch the bottom line, it becomes P. While writing H, if we make a small change, it becomes K. This is the second set of 11 letters. The next 4 letters are formed by using a small line in different directions. The first letter is V. The next letter is W. Now it's X. And the last letter is Z.
How was it? Wasn't it very nice? And hope all of you will keep practicing the handwriting, kids. Handwriting cannot be made beautifully in one day. You have to have a regular practice of it. Okay. So now we shall move on to the next part of our poem. There is something to know more and which is really interesting to learn. What is that interesting thing? Think, how can this happen? Look at the sentence. A river is dancing. Nadi nartisuttide. Stars smile at clouds. Maybe they are friends. So stars are smiling at clouds. Nakshatragalu naguttive. What do you think of these expressions, kids? Have you ever seen a dancing river? Or shall we just call a river as it is dancing, since the flow of river is like that, as though it looks like it is dancing. Nakshatragalu naguttive. Stars smile. Do stars really smile? Have you ever seen in the sky that stars are smiling at you, or just you feel that stars are smiling at you because they twinkle so nicely and they always are cheerful at? So kids, when we read something, especially the poems, we come across some expressions like this where they say something that is not human, non-human thing it is, but it acts as a human being, it behaves as a human being. It is just a beautiful figure of speech that is used in literary terms, literary expressions, especially in poems. So one of such figures of speech is personification. The definition of personification is the attribution of a personal nature or human characteristic to a non-human object. In short, representation of an abstract quality in human form. ಮನುಷ್ಯರಲ್ಲದ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳಿಗೆ, ಮನುಷ್ಯರಲ್ಲದ ಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನು ಅಥವಾ ಅವರ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನು ಆರೋಪಿಸುವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಮನುಷ್ಯರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಮನುಷ್ಯನಲ್ಲದ ಒಂದು ಜೀವಿಗೆ ಆರೋಪಿಸುವುದು ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಆಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ರಿವರ್ dances. Can a river dance? No. But we say the river dances since when you see a river flowing and roaring, or you feel like calling it as it is dancing. So dancing is not a characteristic of river, but we are attributing the characteristic of a human being. Humans can dance. The same word we are attributing to the river. The sight of river flowing is so beautiful that we can call it as river is dancing. When you look at stars, you become so happy that you yourself think that stars are smiling at. Stars never smile. We smile, we cry, but we are attributing the same quality to the stars, which are non-humans. Stars are non-humans, but we are attributing the quality. So this is called personification. Personification is attributing the human qualities to the non-human things. Why are we discussing it here? Yes, it has a reason. Because we have some personification expressions in our poem that we read before. So, can we now go back to poem and just think of the terms? So, here are some examples from the poem that you can observe. See, beauty is seen, beauty is heard. We see beauty, but beauty is seen is a passive personification expression, whereas the next one is also the same, beauty is heard. And the next one is wind sighing. All of us know that what is sighing. Sighing is nothing but the expression of taking a deep breath after performing something. So, that is what the meaning you read, right. Blowing wind sometimes may be audible like sighing or ಗಾಳಿ ನಿಟ್ಟುಸಿರು ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. We can say that ಗಾಳಿ ನಿಟ್ಟುಸಿರು ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Can wind ever sigh? Next one, rain falling. Usually when we talk about rain, we do not use any verb along with that. We say it is raining. We do not say that rain is falling or rain is coming. So, the poet says that rain is falling from the sky. So, these are some examples from the poem, kids. I have some more examples for you to understand better how personification works. Very simple examples they are, and you will enjoy them. Look at this. What's it? Alarm clock? Yeah. And it is very annoying in the morning, right? When you are lazy to get up and you have to get up, what do you say then? My alarm clock yells in the morning. It does not just ring, it yells at me. ಕೂಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ. So, the next example, a piece of pizza is calling me. Have you ever seen some food calling you by hands, saying come, come and eat me? But here is a wonderful piece of pizza that is calling you to eat. Calling to eat is something so delicious and yummy that makes you feel eat it at the moment. So, piece of pizza is calling me. Kids, now we have come to the end of the session where we have to practice that what we have understood today. So, here are some testing questions for you. I think you are ready with the pen and paper to note down the practice questions. Here are some sentences with blank in them that you had to pick the answer from the poem and write. As usual, you are well versed with it, I hope. Beauty is blank in the corn growing fields. Second one, beauty is heard blank, falling. Third one, the inner beauty is dash and dash. Fourth one, the poem is composed by blank. So, I hope you find the answers very easily and perform this to submit to your teacher. So, we shall move on to the next practice session. You have some questions here, kids, and now it is very easy. It is a cakewalk for you to perform these. What is beauty according to you? So, this is your own question. You can answer on your own that what is actually beauty according to you. Then you shall compare it with the beauties that are expressed in your poem and enjoy. The second question, how does your good deeds help you to be beautiful? So, you need to refer third stanza to answer this question. Can we hear beauty? If yes, give examples. Which stanza are you referring to answer this question? Yes, you are once again right that you are referring second stanza to answer this. The last question is, summarize the poem in your own words. Kids, any poem that is read should be tried to summarize in your own words always for your better understanding of it. Always there is a teacher behind you to guide and help you for any need that you have. So, you need to summarize poem after reading it. You have to try it on your own. So, where have we arrived? We have arrived at a practice time. Tintu, I think, right? Your friend. What is it doing? What is it trying to do? He has a book and pen in his hand. Yes, of course you are right. Practice English alphabets and then words. First practice alphabets and then words. Try to follow the italics font as shown in the video. Do you remember, teachers, the handwriting in the video that you had seen previously? So, this exercise is all about that. You need to just follow that what sir had taught you in video. We have to wind up, kids. This is the end of today's class and hope all of you will enjoy classes. Be at home, practice well and keep yourself safe. I suggest you to again, just like in the last class, to go with your textbooks, page number 14, to find a QR code on the top of the poem where you can get all the extra exercises and activities to perform without fail. Diksha app will help you to study more. Take, all these chocolates are for you and we shall meet in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.
ಅನುದಿನ ಅನುಕ್ಷಣ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ಕಲಿಕೆಯ ಹೊಸ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯ ಹಾಕೋಣ